Probably. I don't think as much as some people, but I definitely feel like uncomfortable when I'm not with it. Like if I leave it somewhere or if it dies or something, I feel anxious and like it's something that I need. I hate that, but yeah.
I think I have like a super addictive personality and that comes out when I use my phone. Yeah, I'm kidding. Thank you.
Oh my god. Yeah, definitely. Alright, ready?
Like 7 to 8 hours.
More than I think. Jordan's going 8 hours over here, and some days probably. Yeah, it just depends what it is I have to do. But
I think I probably don't realize how much time I'm spending, but if I were to estimate, I would say like 4 hours, but I bet I'm actually spending like 24.
it's just this like really easy satisfaction entertainment. It's kind of like watching TV almost. You don't really have to think about things or do anything. You can just consume, like whether it's reading or pictures or whatever. You can just, yeah.
I mean, whenever I like feel sort of like frustrated or like any sort of like negative emotion, it's really easy for me to just be like, okay, I can sort of like check out and like look on Instagram or something and not like feel the sucky stuff. So like, I don't know, I feel like it's sort of like a numbing agent almost. And it's also nice to just be able to like text your friends and stuff.
I think that they feel that they could be missing out on things and so many things are happening at once and they just want to feel involved.
When certain people text me, my heart rate, like, it's not good, it's like scary. It's like I'm having a heart attack or something. I don't think it'll be super easy, but I don't think it'll be that hard. I think I'll enjoy it, just knowing that it's not an option, kind of. But yeah, it'll definitely be difficult because I use it for a lot of school stuff. I use Safari all the time, and I take pictures on my phone of my homework and textbooks, so that'll be kind of annoying, but it's only a couple days.
I don't think it'll be easy. I feel like I'm going back into the 1950s.
I don't think it's going to be easy because I check it a lot. Like I sometimes will like try to put it aside in a like when I want to have like a conversation with somebody, and then I'll find myself just like clicking the button to see if I've gotten any like notifications, and I feel like I'm gonna have that instinct even though I'm not going to use it. I guess just not being able to like check social media and things like that, because I feel like there's nothing that I'm like actually missing out on, but it feels like I'm missing out.
Probably, definitely the thing where I'm not gonna be able to just take my phone out of my pocket and text whoever real quick to make sure I can do something, or the pictures is gonna be really hard. I'm not gonna be able to take pictures of my math textbook and then bring that home with me. I'm gonna actually have to either borrow someone else. I'll just have to take the textbook home, which is gonna suck.
Being uninformed about being uninformed, missing out on social media, not being able just to pull out my phone and call someone or text them like what Esme was saying.
There's not really like, I can't think of anything that like, I mean, besides like texting to like make plans, I don't actually like, I probably spend only like a small amount of the time that I spend on my phone actually like communicating with people. It's mostly like checking social media. I feel good. I think I've become more aware of how often I do use my phone. And it hasn't really bothered me during school, so like, it's been fine.
I hate having to carry home my math textbook, and also when I'm doing my homework I can't just like whip out my phone and look up the definition for a word, which is kind of inconvenient, but I'm getting around it just fine.
I feel free because I broke away from my phone.
The hardest part, there are two parts. Most of it was pretty easy, especially while I was at school. The two parts that I would say were difficult were sometimes people would say like, oh, I'll just text you a picture of the homework, and I was like, I can't do that, I have to get it now. Which was fine, it's like super easy to do things like right away. I think my phone helps me procrastinate because I can be like, oh, it's easier for me to just communicate later instead of like having to now be like, this is what's going to happen. So that was actually really good in the long run, and then, not long, 3 days.
At times it was mildly frustrating, but I think overall I realized that I'm fully capable of letting go of my phone, and I think that like going forward I can kind of have some better control on like how I use it. I think that I can use it as a tool and try to mediate that more.
The other thing was just like I wanted to check Instagram, and actually I did check Instagram last night, which is really bad, but like, okay, so I looked it up and I clicked on the page, And then I was like, oh, Lucy's gonna be so mad at me. So I was like, I can't do this, I can't betray her. So I X'd it out, and then an hour later I was like, oh, I need to see what's there. So I went back and looked it up again, and I looked through Instagram. So I'm bad, and I'm an addict. But I didn't go on my phone at all, so.
Not being able just to pull it out and like take a picture or be able to use the calculator, even just like check social media, and it was really hard to go without music.
I think it had a positive effect. I think it wasn't long enough, or like I didn't take it intensely. Like I think if I were to intensely just be like none of computer stuff or anything like that, because like I did still like listen to music, and I guess music is very good. The first day I realized how often people are on their phones, and that was strange because when I used to notice it a lot because I only got my phone last May, but now that I have it, like, or iPhone, now that I have it, I don't really like realize how often like people are on their phones, and so that was good. And then also I feel like there's a sort of like strange fourth wall I find between like communicating over social media or through text and then actually in person. So like you can have a really deep conversation with someone over text and know them really intimately, but that doesn't necessarily translate into like an in-person friendship. And so it's sort of interesting to see people maybe more clearly or like differently than when I was just like knowing them over text too.
I don't think I would do it again just because there's times I do need my phone, but I'm definitely going to be trying to cut back with how much time I am on my phone.
Okay, if I were going on a trip with my family or like another country or something cool where like I could get a deeper experience without my phone, or like I would definitely do that. But I would do it for you again. But I would say if it was just like me giving up my phone during the school year, I would probably prefer not to, because I feel like even though I know it is just a distraction, it's kind of pleasant and like relaxing when it's like school and that's like a hard grind, and then it's like you can go home and chill out a bit.
I do intend on like deleting a lot of the unnecessary stuff just for like the betterment of my life.
I wrote and I read and I did more homework and I wasn't procrastinating.
Oh, I'll go spend 45 minutes accidentally on my phone. I'm just gonna get my homework done.
I did do my homework for the first time in a month, so I'm kidding. I do sometimes do it. Am I being too candid? Also, yeah, so I did do a little bit of homework, and that was good. And I also had like, my sister was in town. She was in college, but she was in town, and I had some really, really good like philosophical talks with her. And that was awesome. And I think that wouldn't have happened if I'd been on my phone. So I have actually seen my family more, which is nice. And I've been going to bed more reasonably because it's not like I'm just staying up indefinitely on my phone.